Dude, I'm telling you what, if you're not drinking a cold beer right now, I don't know what you're doing to your life.
I don't know what you're doing on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I was going to say, they could be listening to this at any time right now.
It could be like a Tuesday morning. It's like some poor jackasses trying to get ready for work. Like,
obviously,
fuck, I can't drink a beer.
Has to go to the refrigerator and drink one now. That's right.
You have to.
should go to the refrigerator and you should start drinking it right now. Let's do this.
Yeah. All honesty, this week was kind of a reflection on myself. Everybody at one point in their lives maybe might get a little full of themselves. Maybe just might be a little bit too like, I look good.
You start feeling yourself.
You start feeling yourself a little bit.
You're
just like, yeah. And sometimes you need to be taken down a peg.
A little humble pie.
A humble pie. Like you just eat up that, just like, hey, thank you for the humbling.
Yeah.
It happens.
Go ahead. I know what you're referring to right now.
Yes, I'm referring to.
You're still stewing over this?
I am. I mean, we jumped on the So Smoking Gooder show, the So Smoking Barbecue Gooder show with Robert Rocha and Case. Hey, shout out to those guys. Those guys are fantastic dudes.
Super
Hell
fun.
of a cooks. That was a super fun show. It got kind of weird. It got kind of Austin weird at the end.
It wasn't.
And for me, it was like, okay.
No,
so
When that gal jumped on?
Well, I think if we listen to this,
Belle.
I think you're going to see she says this. It's a clever thing, but I don't think she's definitely clever, right? It was definitely a funny moment, but then she tries to backtrack and say,
I thought it was funny.
"Yeah, can we play
just
this?
play it.
everybody got jokes.
Let's play this."
Yeah,
A little
everybody
bit. Is it just me, or does James have got a radio voice from the heavens?
That was
Like,
funny.
it's like a golden. It's like a golden glow around him when he's
Greg,
We make him
thank
do
you
all
so
the
much.
intros
Yeah.
because of that.
You're very small on my phone, so let me look on the TV. Hold on a minute. So, yes, James has a face for radio like no other.
Wow. I got a face for
Damn.
radio.
Is
like no
No,
other.
I mean,
Face or
he
something
is
like that,
very
or-
good at how he speaks.
Were you reading something, or were you just saying something?
She was clever, and then
They broadcast
James, do not quit. Definitely.
I
Don't
think
quit.
she was clever, but also at first I thought she screwed up.
I still think she did. I think she
I don't
messed
know.
up.
Yeah,
She
I don't think
said
she meant
this-
that.
No, she said
She never back. She,
I agree with you.
I think she was
Well,
a
no,
few
'cause
like
she realized
seltzers
how
deep,
clever it
you know?
was.
No, I don't know. I thought that before, and then you look at her
Look.
grin on her face. She's like, eh.
Bro, have you seen the freaking Incredible Hulk girl show? They're not that clever. There's no way.
Oh, wow.
There's no way she.
okay.
Right, Matt? Do you agree with me on this?
I'm not getting involved with that. Nope.
Okay, not talking about the show. I'm just talking about. Do you think it was a mistake, or do you think she was?
I
just,
think she meant that he has a good voice,
Yeah.
and she just said it the wrong way
There it
and
is.
didn't realize what she said
I
at first.
concur.
That's what I think.
I would appreciate maybe if she sees this to maybe have a little bit of a clarification. Maybe we'll get Belle on the show and talk with her. I know her husband Tom. They have the competition barbecue team that they do together.
Great cookers.
and they do phenomenal jobs. But I'm not gonna lie. I cried in my beer a little bit. Tears in my beers.
Hey,
We'll bring her on, but if she wasn't joking and she admits to it, just cut her right off.
Well,
That'll be it.
there
Dead to us.
was a couple times where Rob was like, "Man, that's kind of you
Call a
didn't."
lawn
He tried to
She's
give
like,
her it out. He
"Nope,
tried.
Nope, I'm just sticking with it.
yeah. Hey, listen.
Hey, I'm going down with this shit.
First of all, it's very funny, and John, we both laughed.
It's clever.
I laughed my
Yeah.
ass off.
There it
For
is.
sure, yeah.
I love it when people have jokes at my expense.
Right. Hey, there's not.
funny.
To be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of times that people actually have a joke at your expense.
Right? Yeah.
So maybe you just need to.
Just roll with the punches.
Yeah, maybe get some thicker skin.
Well,
Right.
that's why he said he was thankful for his humble pie.
Yeah,
That's cool.
He got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I rolled with it. I added the little button to our soundboard.
James has a face for radio like no other.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So I rolled with it. That's-
Welcome to the club.
You're on the board, James.
Yeah,
Hey.
welcome to the club.
All I gotta say is just my
Hey.
sparkling.
Just kidding about the. Well, I'm not kidding about the show, about the women's show or anything like that. About doing She-Hulk. I think that's going to be dumb and horrible. And I'm not going to watch it. But I am kidding around about women not being clever enough or smart enough, or whatever else. Because that's just a jab. And
See,
it's-
she needs
it's
to watch
easy
this.
ammo,
This is how
right?
you come back from something
Right.
that
That's
you
right.
didn't really
hey,
mean, right?
look, I was just going to show. I'm sorry there. Apologize. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And from there, we segment into a... no, I'm just kidding, guys. We don't have the segments transitions quite down yet, but we do appreciate you guys listening and watching.
Yeah. I guess our listeners that listen every week don't know that this is a video now, too. We didn't
it's a new format for us, so we're playing around with it. We're experimenting.
James's hands have been in motion.
Yes, he's talking with his hands over there.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Matt's kicked the stand over there. I've kicked my mic.
I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some damn tiny hands, and I'm just gonna come up with them and just like my tiny hands.
Off the screen.
I can't pick up my beers.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure people will love that. Yeah.
Cheers to this, guys. Cheers.
Well, I think we're jumping into a new media because I think probably a little bit of the younger generation and probably some of the older generation just wants to watch people.
Yeah, go to YouTube.
Right. I just having a hard time with your younger generation and older generation. Like, where do we fit in?
You're older.
We're in the middle. We're making it happen.
Man,
We're in the middle.
I did not think that.
Yeah.
We're the middle generation.
I think I was in the younger generation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you just missed that for like 1 year. I think you just
Yeah.
the cap was just like
Matt and I are younger generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. When are you born again?
It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, let's do the
transition to the
hot off the grill barbecue news. And I just got one quick thing. The Barbecue News magazine is doing their 2022 Rubs of Honor competition. So if anybody has a barbecue rub, and it doesn't have to be something that's in the store, it can be your backyard rub or your secret recipe, whatever it is. Send it in to them, and you can win.
So we're sending ours in, right?
I know Denny Chicks to Smoke has already sent in hers, so we could definitely send ours in.
Okay.
The cutoff is
Tomorrow
October 3rd is the cutoff, so we need to send them in soon.
Do you put the $100 bill in the shaker?
You do have to pay to enter, so yes, you actually do put some money.
I
don't even put it in the shaker; that'd be weird. But yeah, you do. Yeah. You do pay to enter, and it's fun.
Let's bottle up somebody else's seasoning and send it in to them. You know what I mean? Let's just go all the way in.
Let's just send in Lane brisket rub in a bag
7
and call
seasoning
it.
from
I'm going down to Academy. I'm going to get some Jess Prowl rubs.
There it is.
It looks just like a hardcore red.
Right. But actually, it will just take every person that has a rub there. We're talking Matt Pittman, Jess Prowls,
just mix them all.
Mo Cason, who else is there? Meat Mitch. We're just going to mix them all together. We'll turn it in one super rub.
Would that be good or would that be bad?
I'm sure it'd be good.
Probably good. Okay.
Is that like whenever you do the suicide on the soda fountain?
It's exactly like
every
that.
single one of them?
It's a suicidal
100%.
rub.
Yeah. That was one of those things that drink tastes nasty.
You never did it, did you, James? You're like,
No,
nope,
I did
this
it
is
100%.
not organized, and I don't like it.
I did it 100%. We had that place right down from us as kids, and we'd sit there and just load them all. By the time
Those
you
were
load
slush
up,
puppies.
well, we did have the slush recipe, but by the time you loaded all those colors in there, it was just like a green water, greenish brown, diarrhea.
That does sound good.
Water.
But look, hey, slush puppies, don't sleep on those. Mm-hmm. Those were delicious. Because it's some where you could go and you could do the syrup, right? Remember those? Mm-hmm. But then they had some that had like the different ones, right? You just pulled it open and filled your cup, right?
Like a Slurpee.
Right, like a Slurpee.
I think this is like that generational thing we were talking
some
about.
had, you had
slush what now?
You had slush puppy and whatever. But then you had to like put your own.
Well,
right?
Yes, Jan's spot on. I think it goes to people couldn't control themselves because they would line up the syrups. All you do is just like throw down the slush. It's just icy slush mixture.
Slurry, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you could just pump whatever flavors you wanted to go into it. But it was like, usually it was like, hey, 2 pumps, that's it.
Yeah.
And I think everybody started going, multiple pumps. We're getting everything.
Wearing your elbow out, pumping it.
And they were like,
gotcha.
slushy machine's closed.
Right.
Done. We did, I don't know why I thought this is like a weird memory that I like, me and Jan, we bounced around a little bit all throughout. Dad worked construction. So Mom was an apartment manager for a while. So we bounced around a little bit, and there was a place that we stayed at. And me and Jan just like, I guess I equate to Matt's son Luke just running around the neighborhood, just doing shit. And that's what you do as kids. And we come across this one guy. This one guy was like, I don't know if he was in a wheelchair, but he was very sketch. And
Was a really old guy?
he ate
Scorpion.
a scorpion
Yes.
right in front
This
of
is
us.
the thing. I just talked about this the other day about having kids that grow up in apartments and kids that grow up in whatever. And I was like, we were like apartment kids.
Yeah.
Loved it. We're exposed to so much. We had so many friends, right?
Exposed?
We're exposed
I'm
to
sorry?
a lot, right? I mean, i.e., guy eating a scorpion, a guy biting off a snake's head,
Yeah.
right? We
It was the
ran
same
into
guy,
these
by the way.
people, right? We ran. Into
He
these
ate a
people.
scorpion and bit off a snake head.
Yeah.
And me and Jan sit there, like right there, like,
Well, first of all,
That's
we were
amazing.
already in his house.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Yeah,
100%.
All right.
This is not like we were like in and out. I'm pretty sure that he was like, "There's going to be some molestations tonight." You know,
Oh,
but we
right.
just
Oh,
didn't
okay.
stay, right?
Wow.
I didn't stay.
No,
James
yeah.
didn't stay.
100%.
We got out of there, right? We're like, "Hey, we can't hang out with you." Obviously, we're going to tell people about you,
Yeah.
right?
Hey,
You can't do this.
your snake biting heads and your scorpion skills are awesome.
Right.
But we have to go get snakes.
Right. Can't hang out with you anymore. It'd be weird because you just kind of see him come around a corner. He'd be there, and you're like, "Oh shit, he saw us."
This is getting creepier the more you
Yeah.
talk. Like,
I know.
Hiding around corners.
No, he's just there in a chair. And then you have to talk to him, and then you'd have to wheel him around a little bit.
Right. It was
Yeah.
one of those weird core memories because at that same apartment complex, Jan got into a fight with another kid.
Yeah, I remember that.
And maybe it's a different apartment complex, but the kid's name was Sandy.
Apartment complex kids, baby. Yeah.
Jan jumped on this kid and was just kicking the shit out of him. Just like boom,
Oh,
boom,
I
boom,
remember this
going to
kid.
town, going
Oh,
to town.
now I remember.
Third grade.
Yeah.
Third grade. Sandy was in. I was in second. Sandy was in third. Sandy, you little son of a bitch. You.
Yeah. So Jan's going to town just kicking the shit out of this kid. Like, and I'm watching, I'm like, oh, okay. But it's got to the point where it's like, Jan's like just beating the shit out of him. I'm like,
Jan's gonna kill this guy.
I think you're done, Jan.
Jan's going to beat this guy, and then the police are going to come, and they're going to arrest him and take him away. Then he's not going to be my brother anymore.
Right, because
Because
he's a convict, and those can't be brothers, right?
He's gonna be in
Jesus,
prison.
warped
Yeah.
sense of.
I don't
thing
even
here.
know what I was saying. So I was
Yeah.
like, shit, I got to jump in, right? I got to.
Well,
You start
You
fighting
just start
Jan.
kicking.
No, I gotta intervene, and I gotta like pull him off because he's gonna kill this kid. And so when I go there, I'm like, Jan, go no, and I pull him off. That was enough leverage for this kid to jump onto Jan,
yeah, I had to fight James off and fight this
and
other
I'm
freaking
like,
kid
oh
off.
my god! And my dad
Yeah,
is sitting. He's sitting in the cut. He's sitting in the wings, just watching the whole thing. Like he's like, I imagine he probably just had his coffee or probably just a beer, just like watching. He's like, there you go, son, kick his ass. and then he sees me jump in, and I'm like, all of a sudden, next thing you know, I was like, I get pulled to the side, and it's like, why are you double teaming? Why are you fighting your brother? You know, he thought I jumped in as like me and this dude
Yeah.
was like whatever. And I got the scolding of the lifetime or whatever about this whole thing.
I remember that.
But it was so weird. I was like, hey, apartment life, hey,
Then we
Honestly-
weren't friends. We weren't friends with Sandy anymore. They
No.
moved.
they're gone.
Oh, you guys weren't friends anymore.
Yeah, right. After you, kick
stomped the shit out of
That's
him.
not. Listen, that's not what happened. Him and James had gotten into a fight. I saw this happen, and I was like, "You messed with the wrong brother today." And then I intervened
Stupid.
and destroyed him. Okay, as brothers should do.
Okay.
I'm just saying this is what they should do.
Yeah, no, I get it.
We all know what we're talking about, right? Twins, twin power, booyah.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it happened. Poor Sandy. You know what? I feel bad for that kid too.
We should look him up on
No,
Facebook.
hell no. Don't look him up.
What do you look him up as? Apartment Sandy?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, probably.
All right. It is honestly probably a good segue for us to transition into the.
You're on camera. It's
I'm
weird.
just kidding.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
That was
where-
loud.
It's
Yeah,
so
what are we
weird.
doing?
It's so
What are we
weird
doing?
trying to.
Hey, we
do
just
this
had
whole-
Labor Day, and then I have a call in from someone who I believe got a rub from us, and they wanted to like
They got a
touch
what from
bases
us?
with us. One of our Sucklebuster rubs, one of our winners.
All right. Fired it
whatnot.
up.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Greg, Don's favorite Greg. Hey, I just want to wish y'all a solid Labor Day weekend. I'm planning on cooking a brisket. And who knows what else. Just depends how many 12-packs I drink.
There it is.
Just to let you guys know how it turns out. Listen to you guys on your podcast last night. I'm so good. Good job, except for you, Jan. You even drink like a bitch. Smoke on, guys.
Man, always coming after Jan.
Hey, who's that, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Greg.
Hey, see this, Greg?
He's about to go Sandy
I'm
on
about
you.
to get another beer, right? I love it. Keep him up, brother. Hey, tell us how that food was, too. Super excited.
Yeah. Well, he watched us on So Smoking Good. That's cool.
Did he call in and talk about how the brisket came out?
I haven't got that message yet, so
Okay.
either it
It
came
must
out
have
really
been real
awful
shitty.
or he's
Yeah.
still recovering, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So Jan mentioned like maybe it was like last week or whatever. He had a topic that we wanted to bring up on the show to have a little conversation and discuss about steak and the top ways that people really just mess it up.
Yeah. What was your word?
Yeah, so I think well, I had a bunch of them, right? But the three biggest reasons why you're failing, basically, right? Or why they're not coming out the way
Why they're
you
not
want them
great,
to.
right? They're average.
Yeah.
They're average. And you know they're average because you're always thinking back to that one time that you had it somewhere else and they completed it, right? They cooked it right. So that's kind of what I'm talking about there. But out of this, it's really kind of hard to define what the three things are, right? Because there's so many different things.
We could spitball some of them here.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons. I think number one is like not cooking it
Correctly?
correctly.
Yeah. And we're talking about
And
doneness
I know
temperature?
I know that's subjective. I know people have their own doneness
Nope. There's
that
a
they
right way
want
and
this
wrong way.
cooked to.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a way, like how not to do it
Yeah.
and how to
If you
do
went
it.
past medium, you fucked up.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying, if you don't want it medium rare
Cooked 140.
Get
or
out of
medium
Texas.
well,
No, wait, what?
What?
Nope.
What?
I'm just saying medium well is probably like the just cusp of just like you just got to get out.
Yeah. Don't do that.
But just switch over to pork.
Right. Yeah. Pork. If you're pulling pork at 140, you're
know.
doing good.
I don't think we're having a really good talk about steaks right now. Hey,
No, for
switch
sure.
over to pork.
We'll back
if
it
you
up.
can't handle the.
I'm just
the
saying,
heat
We'll
and
back
shit.
it up and reverse it.
Yeah.
So Jan, go ahead.
No. I just think. I think temperature was definitely one of the things, right? Cooking your steaks to a proper temperature. Whatever that temperature is that you like. Obviously, if you're cooking well done or medium well, steaks aren't your thing. James just said that, right?
Right. Or maybe you just haven't had a good
Well, I think
medium or
everybody's
medium rare.
had
No, there's plenty of people like, and I don't know
good
when I was
steak,
younger, I was
right.
eating well done steaks, and I thought, oh, this is how you're supposed to have them. I just didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some folks that just don't know any better. Just try it. Just pull that shit at 125, 130, and give that a go.
Well, I think for me is like one of the things, and I know we posted a viral video that just went like today, so check that out. But Alex made a comment. It's like, this is the way, I mean, I used to cook my steaks, and now I cook my steaks medium well. This is the way to go.
Wait, medium well or medium
rare? Medium rare.
Yeah.
Medium rare. Okay.
And he was
Don't,
like,
don't do that to Alex.
He's off-
No,
he's off the
definitely
show,
would.
bro.
Yeah, but it was something that's like you don't know. Like you think that there's blood, or you think that the meat's not cooked because you see the redness of it. That's not true. Like it's cooked 100%. Like even hamburger meat, you can get
just
to
a
the point.
doneness
Yeah,
level,
you
right?
can get to the point where I think it's like the proteins and the myoglobins or whatever. Even hamburger meat, if you see just pinkish reddish meat, it's still cooked done to a certain temperature, but those proteins are holding on to enough oxygen to keep that protein looking red. You're good, but I think people just have that reservation, like, that's blood, I can't do it. Like, I'm not drinking blood, I'm not eating blood, I'm not doing that.
I think, to be honest with you, if we could change the word myoglobins to something else, I think that would be a lot better, right? You know what I mean?
Got
Like,
some ideas? Want to spitball some myoglobin
Yeah.
rename ideas?
let's call it butter.
Butter.
Meat butter. No, that's just meat butter. And we like more of it. We like all the meat butter we can
I don't
get.
know if I'd call it
Okay.
meat butter.
Okay, so number one on the list is make sure you're cooking it to the right temperature.
Okay.
I'd say that, but that reminds me, like what you're talking about with the hemoglobin's coming out, letting it
Hemoglobins?
rest.
Myoglobins?
Myoglobin, that's what I
See,
said.
this is why we can't say
Hemoglobin's the blood one.
Yeah.
My bad.
Let me mute him.
No,
Right.
but letting it rest. Because, when you cut, like a lot of people I know, they would cook their steak and then immediately throw it on a plate and cut it. And then all that juice just runs out. So it's like if you're cutting your steak and you got this pool of juice down there at the bottom, you didn't let it rest long enough.
Right, and that could be another one of the
Well, you're going to have a
things
pool
you're
of
screwing
juice
up, right?
No matter what.
Not full.
You just don't want to do it too early. It's going to release
Right.
no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But if
there's
you're-
an optimal time.
If
10 minutes.
if you're pulling it off and cutting it and all that juice is running out of it, like that's just stealing moisture from your
You're
steak.
just drying it
That
down.
otherwise
Yeah.
would have tasted and been very tender,
Well,
moist.
So right now we have temperature, and you're saying
Resting.
Let it rest,
resting's
for
equally.
sure.
I think resting any protein is equally as important as cooking it. The other one that I really kind of thought about was the cooking method, and I think the biggest mistake people make on this is they just don't get their grills hot enough.
Right.
And it's not about reverse searing or trying to sear first and then smoke later or whatever else, right? But I think if you're trying to go like at 300 degrees, I just think you're not producing the steak that you could be if your grill's only 300 degrees. You need to be at 500,
Right.
500, 600, 700. That's where you need to be.
Yeah.
You just got to get a sear, basically.
If you're
At some point.
if you're
Yeah.
at that lower temperature, the meat's gonna be like grayish. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna cook all through, and it's just gonna be grayish. Mm-hmm. If you don't have that nice like hot grill, you're not going to get that crust
Yeah.
100%, and it's never going to happen. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to cook that whole steak through and through before you get that nice little color. You're like, oh shit, that's got some good color on there. Hey, pull it off, shoe leather.
for sure.
Yeah. So like whether you're reverse searing or searing first, right? You've got to have your barbecue pit up to temperature. I think a lot of people fail at that. Even like on a gas grill, they turn it on, but they don't let it sit for 10 minutes to let it get up to temperature inside that chamber for cooking on a gas grill or whatever else. I think temperature ruins it for a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the three then?
No, so that was another one. But what else? There was a couple of more that we talked about. I thought that.
I mean,
kind of
I always
spitballing.
salt mine like at least 45 minutes before it's going on the grill.
Yeah. Well, seasoning. Seasoning, I think, is a big one. People either over-season it or they under-season it, or they try to get creative with different seasonings. Like if you're putting a sweet rub on your steak, what the hell are you doing? Like you don't have to get that creative. There's some really great steak rubs out there, or just
Right.
use salt, pepper, and maybe a little bit of garlic. and
Or
you're good
there's
to go.
some weird people out there that want to season their steak with milk powder.
I saw that video.
Oh.
I saw that.
I heard it's good.
Blah.
The video says it's good.
We're gonna try it.
I heard it's good. What's the other one? The cheese powder?
I haven't
Oh
seen
yeah,
that
what
one.
the mac and cheese
Mac and
dust?
cheese.
I've seen
mac
that.
and cheese
Really?
dust,
That
and you
sounds
coat it.
I heard it's really good too.
Sous vide and then sear.
Yep.
There was a method I saw. That was from the guys. They're really big on
You know
social
what?
media.
I'll sous vide you guys a steak this weekend. And let
I can tell
try it.
you it's going to be horseshit.
Hey, what's the
Not
guy?
your steak.
No.
The cheese steak
Oh,
and the
okay.
milk powder
I
steak.
bet you it's not. What's the guy that I'm talking about? Same person that did the milk
It's,
powder, I think.
It's Gooba or
Yeah,
Gusa or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
They do a lot of videos, and
Huge
hands
following,
down, hands down. I think they are good. I think it's going to hit.
Have you guys had
We'll
a sous
see.
vide steak though?
Yeah.
Have you ever had one? Yeah. John, no.
No, you've been talking about it. You said you have one. I haven't even seen your
I mean,
machine.
I
so-
prefer it to just sear it directly over coals on the Weber. That's
Mm-hmm.
my favorite way to do it. But if I'm ever like just don't want to fire up a whole, all this charcoal and everything just for that or time, throw in the sous vide and then sear it on a cast iron.
Isn't sous vide like way longer?
Yeah, but it's like you just walk away. There's no maintaining.
Just like
anything.
set it in the morning and
Right.
come back later.
Well, I mean, it's not like an hour.
I don't know how long it
It's an
takes
hour.
to do it.
The way
Oh,
I do
that's
it's
it?
an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like some pellet shit. Like you just like
Dude,
fire up some pellets and just like
Oh shit!
This
Here we
is
Says
go.
the guy who just
walk
made a
away.
TikTok like defending pellet grills.
just kidding. I will say nobody's mentioned this before, but I will say steak quality is a big
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
proponent
that was definitely on my
on
list.
a nice steak.
Yeah. We should have said that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's number one. I think it's
No.
probably
Top
maybe,
five, maybe?
number 3, number 2. But yeah, steak quality has
so
got
you
to be in the
think
mix.
The quality is in the top 3.
Yes.
No. I think you can make a good steak.
It's 3 or 4. Yeah.
I mean, I think the quality of a steak tells you whether it's going to be really good marbled, and you have that flavor coming from the marbling, right?
Right.
But not everybody can get that good that prime of a steak or that wagyu of a steak, right? But what they can is they can cook it perfectly. They can put the right temperature on there, the right amount of seasoning on there, and they can pull it at a certain temperature. Mm-hmm. If you're doing those 3 things, I think you're going to have a really good steak no matter what.
Yeah.
Definitely. 100% will be a good steak.
Well, Jan, let me ask you, what do you care more about? The quality of the steak or the cut of the steak?
I'm a ribeye guy.
Uh-huh.
I usually will go cut. Not over quality, though, because I do like different steaks. I'd pick the quality no matter what.
I'd take a choice ribeye over a prime New York strip. But that's just me.
No.
That's how I do it.
We're
Because that
different.
New York strips now, I don't know. There's just not enough fat in there for me.
I like the fattiness of the ribeye. That's why I like the big fat caps and everything else. But the quality, you're going to tell me you're going to give me the a wagyu prime or whatever it is, New York strip over some grass fed.
I didn't say wagyu, but I did say prime.
A prime. I was going to say a prime over a normal ribeye that's like some choice with no fat. I'm not buying
Well,
that.
the ribeye still got the fat.
I think there's probably some type of chart that shows to where you sit there and let me toggle up quality versus whatever, and then that's going to give you a strip. Let me toggle up trying to, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, the strips, and we're not going to get into all the different cuts of steak or whatever and all the different types of whatever. But I know that the steak quality matters. And I'm not saying you got to buy the best of the best, but if you buy a choice steak, ribeye, or a New York strip, it's a lot better than select. And I'll preface that with, depending on the cut of steak, not cut, but the quality of steak really depends on how you cook it. You know what I mean?
How forgiving it can be.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there's a whole lot of tips out there, but my biggest thing was what are the 3 biggest reasons why you're failing at your steak night or whatever? And I mean, throw one out and put one in, but what are the 3 biggest reasons you think?
Right.
That's a question for you. That's not rhetorical.
Okay. My bad. I think you're over seasoning it.
So seasoning's
That's
one.
number 1.
Seasoning's number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're over seasoning it.
Or under seasoning, right?
B, you're overcooking it or undercooking it. Some people say you can't undercook it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the last one. I'm going to go. Out of the last one's up in the air. What do you guys think?
Resting.
The resting and steak.
I just think if you have a wagyu steak and you cook that thing, throw it on a plate, and cut into it immediately, you're ruining it.
I don't know. Number 3 for me is probably a 3-way tie between the searing, the resting, and having a good cut of meat. But for me, number 1 is definitely cooking at the right temperature and then your seasoning.
Yeah.
I would rather have a steak that's cooked to the right temperature and maybe a little under or over seasoned than one that's overcooked and seasoned perfectly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
more.
if you're trying to get the best steak in the world, right? I mean, how many different methods would you use? Obviously, there's methods that we would use if we're going to slice one. Maybe we come back with a little flake salt. Maybe we come back with some smoked something to hint on top of that steak,
you can add more
some
seasoning if you have
chimichurri
to.
or whatever else, right? Those things that we were always playing with that side of it, but the core reasons why they're coming. So I like the resting. I think that's a great, that's a great point.
I can tell you right now, for me, number 1, when I go to purchase, it's the quality of meat. So I'm buying prime or choice, regardless. That's number 1 for me. I'm not buying a select steak.
No, we're not.
I'm just being honest.
We're not getting T-bone steaks at IHOP.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So number 1 is I'm buying the grade of steak. So I'm going choice.
Well, but you're talking about purchasing a steak, or we're talking about cooking a steak. So
Purchasing a steak to cook a steak.
So you're saying quality is in the mix.
That's very number one in my books.
Oh, wow.
Second is how you cook it. Third
Okay.
is going to be how you season it.
So, like, how you cook it, and, like, you put it in, your grill was 500 degrees, or what temperature you cook to? Your doneness.
I'm thinking the temperature doneness.
Okay. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That's where you're at. Yeah. Look, it's like I said, this is food for thought for me, and hopefully this weekend we'll put together a few videos, maybe some reverse sear, some searing, some do's and don'ts, or whatever.
Some of them Jess Prowls just keep flipping.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that. The food for thought for Jan. Mm-hmm. Love that.
So, I do think I've seen somebody drink on this already, and I don't know.
We've all been drinking.
I'm ready for a freshie. Are you ready for a freshie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a perfect segue into the next segment.
I think it's a segment for us to pay the bills. Do you want to fire up a commercial
Let's do that.
Yeah.
while John's trying to
This
figure out?
episode is brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
Since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design. And the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual-sensor feedback optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high-heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high-torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick-draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoes.com.
All right.
And we're back with the grabbing the brisket.
Beer review.
Wow, Jan's not here, and we're like just in harmony.
It
That
sounded
sounds
better,
great.
right?
Didn't it?
It sounded a little bit better without Jan here, I think. Okay, tonight we have one from Eureka Heights. We've done a few beers from them. I think Buckle Bunny was probably the one that rated higher for us. You can see James showing it to you there. It's Von Wolfhausen. Von Wolfhausen.
Von the Wolfhausen.
Fest beer is the best beer.
Wait, is that from the movie Beer Fest?
I have no idea.
The Von Wolfhausens?
Fest beer is the best beer. You can't see that. It's blurry.
It definitely is from the Beer Fest.
Right? Okay, good.
You guys see an alcohol content on this thing?
Yeah, 4.5%.
There you go. Yeah. I feel like we've liked most of the beers we've got from them.
What else have we gotten from them?
Buckle Bunny.
Buckle Bunny
and,
Buckle Bunny was
and there was something hoppy. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know when we were on the So Smoking Gooder show, Rob,
Oh, yeah, he
I
was
think they're
drinking.
sponsored by Eureka Heights,
Yeah.
and I think there was some type of light beer,
Yeah. What do we call them? Pounders or something?
pounders,
I don't know.
He calls them,
Yeah, he called them that.
but they're not pounders.
No, they're just
No,
12-ounce beers.
Pounders is a big beer. Anyways, what do you think about that can, Jan?
It's a great looking can. I do like Eureka Heights. Probably not as much as some of our other brewers out there, but they've got a few ones out there that when I see them, I pick them up. I've not had this one yet, but I like it, man. It definitely has that Octoberfest look feel to it, right? With the pretzels and the guy with the lederhosens on.
We're creeping
the
up on
blues and
October.
everything.
Dude.
Little Bavarian color there.
I could do for some like schnitzel, some like
Is it schnitzel or is it schnitzel?
Schnitzel.
exactly, John. I appreciate you when you come
I'm
in
here
and
for you,
correct
man.
my.
I'm here for you. I do a lot more traveling. I'm a little more worldly. I got more of the accents down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that when I looked at you, John. Yes.
Do another
worldly.
accent, John.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Well, next time. Okay.
Yeah. It's got the Arnold from
Yeah. We'll be back.
I'll be back.
Austria.
Dude,
What do
this
you-
is good.
What do you think of this beer?
I like it.
Really?
You know, a lot of these beers that I think they go for this like pretzel thing. You know, like I'm kind of picking that up a little bit. On
I definitely get
you know
the
what I'm
pretzel in this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just
very
think it
stale.
tastes good to drink. It tastes stale?
Tastes very stale to
Really?
me, right? That pretzelness brings a staleness to it, right?
getting? Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I'm not really loving it too much.
Yeah.
I kind of like this. I don't know.
It's weird too because I feel like the more I drink it, the less I like it.
Right there, Matt. See,
Right?
this is why Matt and I are,
That's why me and
are
Jan used to sit next to each other.
Right, holding hands. Got it.
beer buddies.
Right.
Hey,
We can almost
Don't be-
finish each
don't-
other's
Sentences.
sentences.
Beers. Oh.
See that?
I think John's
beer
just
buddies,
she's just
beer
jealous.
buddies. We hang out all the
Hey,
time.
cheers, guys.
Beer buddies, beer buddies.
If I can see that or not.
Cheers. How's that?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
How you do it?
I like how everybody's just like coming to the camera, just like boom,
Yeah.
in your face. But seriously, this is an okay beer.
So I got a weird look in my face. If you don't mind, if I can go first real quick on this.
Go for
Oh,
it.
here we go. Oh, he's making
Set the bar
faces.
low for us, please.
This is a 5-3 for me.
Okay, so it's middle of the road.
5-3.
The face you're making says 3-3.
It may be a 4-3. maybe like what my 40 could have been had I just practiced and trained. 4-3.
And the scores are going down lower.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go next because I'm pretty close to Jan's. I'm giving it a 5-1
There it is.
because to me, the way the scoring goes with us, if it's a 5 and up, that means if you just give it to me, I'm like, okay, I'll drink it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But if it's under 5, it's kind of like I don't even want to waste my calories on that.
Yeah. I feel like I still have this.
Yeah, it's very
awfulness.
lingering. It's like a lingering in the back of your mouth.
I probably
It's-
should have went first. I probably should have went third or second.
Yeah, if you would have
But
gone
we're-
last, you
we're-
would have scored even lower.
I know, but you know what? We're still right there.
Okay.
What do you got, James?
We'll keep it going.
Yeah.
Zip it to me.
I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I think I'm not going to be as high on some of you guys. I like some of these Octoberfest beers. This is not one for me. I don't.
Say it. Just
I'll be
say
honest.
it.
I don't like it.
Don't like it. Don't like it.
I
Sorry, guys.
try to be like nice or whatever.
don't
it's
have
like
to be.
it's like hey, stick with your wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
Hey, put your buckle bunny out. Put your light beer out. Do your things that you do.
Buckle Bunny's a great
Yeah.
beer.
We're never getting invited to their brewery now.
Probably not.
Yes, we will, because they make great beers.
They do.
And
I
we
think
can't
these,
sugarcoat it.
I
No,
think
I like
these
the honesty.
these Oktoberfest these beers, I enjoy the ones that come over from Germany, Munich. These
Belgium.
guys, Belgium. These guys that they're trying to
Austria,
emulate.
Denmark.
Switzerland.
I enjoy those beers. And
Europe.
when you taste one of these beers, you're like, oh, it tastes kind of like that, but it didn't quite hit that mark. I remember like going up to what is like King's Beer Garden,
Yeah.
drinking some of those beers, and you're just like, shit, this is it right
This is
here.
what beer's supposed to taste like.
Correct. This didn't meet it.
Okay. I'm with you on that. Like, this is definitely not like a Pauline or one of those other ones that we love drinking on October, but I like this beer. I think it's good, and I'll
Yeah.
drink whatever ones we have left in there.
I'll go
John.
4.0.
He didn't give a score yet. I feel bad. I'm
There
sorry.
it is.
I
Wow,
was just
way to
trampling
cut him
right
off.
through it.
Yeah.
4.0?
4.0.
So it's an even number.
Correct.
Mixing
It's
it up.
always-
Okay.
it's always easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
Give us the highest score
It's
you
good.
got.
I like it. It's malty. It does have a little bit of a flatness or something to it, but I still like it. I'll still drink it. I'm going to go 6.3. I like it.
You know, to what you're saying, James.
6-3.
Yeah, that's really high.
Okay.
James, I don't think it's surprising that the Germans make better German beers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this. I like your attitude, James. Your philosophy is stick to your lane.
Correct. 100%.
Stick to what you're good with.
So I'm looking at our top beer right now. The top beer we ever scored was that Heller Weizenbach, which to me
German beer?
should be That is a Oktoberfest beer, in my opinion. Would you agree with that or no? That's more sort of Bock. Is it a Bock?
Yeah, it would. I mean, it's German.
I don't know why not. That beer was phenomenal.
That was a good ass beer.
That's not the one they're rolling out during Oktoberfest. That's not the one that they're rolling out
No. Okay. Well, I'm looking. So we have 2 Bocks in our top 3. In our top 5, we have it's another Bock. So in top 5, we have 3.
We like
the
Bock
Bocks.
beers down here in Texas.
Yeah. So it's not like we don't.
Push
like
come to
Bocks.
shove, we'll stab somebody for a Shiner Bock.
Right, or a Ziegenbach. Yeah, any of those Bock. Crawford Bocks. A lot of good
Well,
Bocks.
that's a Crawford box, a good one. When's the last time we updated that? Is that live updated?
It's updated like within the last month.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
Live.
updated like 1997.
No, I updated it just recently.
Okay, good.
There wasn't a ton of changes, but there was a few.
I always refer people to that. Like if you're going out picking a beer for this weekend, go to our website, look at our Hall of Fame beers, and look at one of these ones at like the top. And we have them by category too.
The problem is some of those beers you can't find.
Well, some
Right.
of them you can.
Yeah, and there's some that you can. We probably need to go ahead and do some more of the mainstream ones just to get a score on them. They're not going to be on our list, but
Right.
Yeah.
I'll say in a minute, we're fixing to jump into the barbecue fail. I know, or when. I'm not sure what John has queued up for us, but just to preempt that, hey, honestly, go check out grabbingthebrisket.com. I mean, we have a lot of information out there as far as the different shows that we do and the different videos that we put out there. And you can link up to the swag shop.
You can. I'm actually on the page right now, and I'm on the beer section of it. And I think our beer section is really cool, to be honest with you. I think John's done a great job with this. And that's just one of the many things you can go and look at. The swag shop is there. Our highly recommended is there. But also, if you want to go and see where we get our podcast at, or you want to go to YouTube, or how you want to connect with us, it's all on the page, grabbingthebrisket.com. Check us out.
100%. You want to jump into that barbecue fail?
Do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey guys, my name is Joshua Bonfiglio.
I saw that 5 times
emailing
fast.
John back and forth a little bit about Alden and my first brisket cook. I've got a barbecue fail for you. First pork butt I threw on, and I got hammered. Didn't take it, didn't burn it, but I got antsy and hungry and took it off too early, and it was pretty damn tough and kind of shitty.
Yeah.
So down the road, next time I did one, my wife told me don't get hammered and hungry and take it off too soon. And ever since then, my patience has become a little better. So yeah, I kind of ruined one by not giving it the proper time it needed. So,
Yeah.
thanks
Alcohol,
guys.
man.
Love the podcast. Later.
I feel
Appreciate
like
it.
that needs to be the next shirt we put on the swag shop.
What? Don't get too hammered?
Don't get hammered and pull it off too soon.
Don't get hammered and hungry.
Don't get
Yeah.
hammered and forget it's
Well,
on
when
there.
he first said it was a fail, and then he said it was a pork shoulder, I was like, that's usually pretty hard to fail. Then he's like, and I got hammered. I was like,
There
all
it
right,
is.
that's the issue.
Do you remember at the time, it was one of the first times I cooked a pork shoulder, and I had you come over and like, this seems tough, and you're like, you pulled it off too early. I don't know if you remember that, but I did 2 of them, and I was like, it's just not shredding. Like, it's at 200 degrees, but it just wasn't good. You were like, put it back on. Let it go to
Just
about
turns-
210, and it was
yeah.
just,
It's ready to fall
yeah,
apart.
it was ready to go.
Right.
It's patience, I guess is all it is.
Well, I mean, it's one of those deals where, and I was thinking about this earlier today because there's a lot of information out everywhere on how to do this and how to do that. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. And it might be something that we might be a part of. There's just too much information out there. You don't know what to believe. Everybody has their own view of how to do stuff, and I'm starting to see like a reversal of like you can't spritz, you can't use a binder. Your meats and your
it's like more of the
barbecue
purist?
is turning into like shit because you're spritzing and you're doing this right here. You know, I'm like, well, I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because it is definitely spreading around, but I don't think it's necessarily turning to shit. It's just people trying to make it as simple as possible, right? Like they're just trying to keep, and I love that. Like keep it simple. I get it, but at the same time, once you've mastered how to keep it simple, why not add in a couple little tricks here and there and make it better?
Yeah, if you're not trying to do something extra to pop a little extra flavor or anything on there, you're not trying to make the best barbecue.
Right. You can do it simple. Yeah, sure. You make good barbecue too, but
people who are winning grand champions aren't just keeping things simple.
It's true.
Yeah, so
no, attention to the details.
I kind of wanted to have some more details on how he did that thing. Like, what did he do? Just throw some seasoning on it and throw it on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming.
Soak it? What do you do? You know?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. He said he's pretty new at it, or that was one of his early ones. So when he listens to this, if he wants to call in and leave a message and tell us a little more specifics about what happened, or
we can
share
at the end
that.
of the day, it doesn't really matter because he did win some Sucklebusters. Everybody wants some Sucklebusters. So,
yeah.
Just saying.
Every time Jan sings that song, like a brisket gets its bark.
Yeah. I love it.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
That's good.
Oh my gosh, so good. I love that.
Yeah, check out the Chicks That Smoke seasoning. We're not affiliated. We don't get anything from it. It's just really good seasoning, and I just want you to. I'm just kidding. It definitely. Hey,
We're
just
slightly affiliated.
just
but
freaking order some Chicks That Smoke and be done with it. Let's go.
I mean, what Sucklebuster seasoning you think would go good on a pork shoulder?
On a pork shoulder? Definitely the Chicks That Smoke, but there's a lot of them. They've got the honey barbecue rub. They've got
The honey
so
hog?
many good ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a brand new one from Ash Kickin', and it's a honey chipotle, I believe. I just made some ribs today actually using it, and it's a pretty solid
That's
rub.
good.
Yeah,
Nice.
so there's that. And if you do want to call in and give us your barbecue fail, your barbecue win, we do have a phone number for you. It's 434-829-2299, and it's like a voicemail line. So when it picks up, leave your message.
Yeah. Or two.
Yeah,
We've got to find some way to make that phone number to a jingle because it just does not roll off the tongue.
434-829-2299.
There we go.
How was
Now
that?
brisket just lost its bark.
Yeah. 2 Burtons. Done.
I think we forgot this thing was on.
Right.
Yeah.
on
What's
camera.
happening right now?
So it's okay. We'll rule it back. We'll get you back to what Grab the Brisket does. What is it that we do?
I don't know what we do. We drink and bullshit.
Yeah, that's all we do. I think this is probably a perfect.
I'm sorry. It's a what now?
We're live. You can't go back.
Hey, these beers are getting me. I think this is a perfect segment for us to say, hey, we appreciate you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Like, check out grabbingthebrisket.com. Check out some of our social media content that we put out there. Definitely check out the swag shop because there's some pretty badass like hoodies that I know winter's coming up. I know everybody has to stay warm.
I'm so
There's
warm.
some pretty badass, and also that's how you get a hold of us. If you want to ask questions, you want to send us a message, you want to talk to us personally, grabbingthebrisket.com.
Absolutely.
Wait, they can talk to us personally there?
100%. Yeah.
Did we post our cell phones or something?
Cell phone numbers are on
Yeah,
there.
your
Only
cell,
yours.
your
It's
cell
just
phone
yours.
number's on
Oh,
there,
okay,
Matt.
great,
So
yeah.
It's
Awesome.
just yours. Yeah.
yeah. Matt's like, this is spam. Delete. All right.
Spam burning.
Hey, 100%. Hey, thanks for listening, guys. Hey, we appreciate it. Enjoyed talking barbecue with you guys.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebusters Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bonner's Fiesta Spices, CoolieNation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, YETI Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dalstrong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.